Anti-Afro Spingallis. Let me say this before I go on for the main commentary. Laquan Fisher is a fool, still thinking he can run around these YouTube streets harassing people third and fourth party on different panels. And when I say panels, I mean plural. These few brief clips, they're going to set up this commentary because I definitely have something to say about what you're going to hear. Stay tuned and I will return.
Hold on, P. I'm gonna let Anti and Al drop, and I'll at least let
Yes,
you
okay. Thank you, Smoke. I appreciate that.
all right.
Okay. So do you want him up there? You guys want to talk?
You can hang
Yeah.
up, and P, we'll do.
Since we doing it like that, hey,
ahead.
Smoke. Since we doing it like that, drop this fuck nigga. Since we doing it like that, drop this fuck
Okay,
nigga.
okay.
Go
All
bitch
right,
ass.
Al, we'll catch you on the next.
Now,
We'll catch you.
Well,
now,
you can.
now, Smoke, now,
Hold on, Al. Let me let P get his off. Go ahead, P.
I just got one thing to say, Smoke. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real.
No, you good. You got the flow, bro. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
You made a statement. Oh, I think that mean he like you, bruh. I ain't got nothing to do with this crazy woman. All right, that's all I got to say to you, Smoke.
Swing in the air. Swing in the air. Easy work. Easy work. Look at you crying up here, though, ain't you? I got the Look at your ugly air. Out of body, nigga. No teeth, nigga. You no teeth, gumless ass mother. You can't control shit over here, nigga. Yeah, I'm stepping on your bitch ass.
Listen, folks. Please take note of the juxtaposition you just witnessed. There isn't any decision to make when it comes down to it. This is what position these subjects think they have you in. This subject and lumped into the other subjects in the Umar Johnson sector. That it means so much to you that they characterize you in a derogatory manner, crazy, whatever they want to say, whatever term. You have to decide whether you're willing to accept that characterization from a consider the source subject or relinquish your rights to subjects such as this, along with those others in the Umar Johnson sector. There is no decision to make. There is no impact whatsoever on any subjects in the Umar Johnson sector labeling me as crazy. Look what just happened.
I'm up here, though, ain't you? I got the Look at your ugly air. Out of body, nigga. No teeth, nigga. You no teeth, gumless ass mother.
It gives a new meaning to consider the source. Just the same, the subjects in the Umar Johnson sector really do believe I owe them something. I owe them nothing. I command you. That's a very prevalent sentiment. And there's a lot of commitment to that sentiment. There's a lot of commitment to the sentiment without having the position to assert it. But nonetheless, you have these subjects running around these YouTube streets thinking they can wield control and order people around, especially those they don't have any interaction with. Absolutely nothing. The subjects believe that they have a right to go to any panel in these YouTube streets, say any and everything they want about me, and I owe them a conversation. I owe them a sit down or face to face so they can tell me about myself. I owe them that. And if I don't want to give them that, the alternative is them calling me crazy. Like I said a second ago, there is no decision to make about what position I'm in, about what position I have assumed right from the start. And any exception that I decided to make was conscious, fully informed, and deliberate and specific because I had goals in mind that I sought to achieve. I don't give a damn what anyone else thought about it. But this was important to come up on a panel. It would have been even more important if I was really putting myself in a category and acknowledging I have absolutely no semblance of self-respect to allow any subject to place me on a panel and you could do whatever the hell you wanted and say whatever the hell you wanted and I was just going to take that shit. Call me crazy, all day, every day. It's futile. As I stated, consider the source never had as much relevance as you heard just now. Juxtaposition. Was it calling the kettle black? The nerve. Are you freaking serious? And I am going to cry. Look who was crying. I encourage you to listen to the full exchange over on Smoke's channel. You got to hear how it played out. It always plays out that the subjects who insist that I am controlling everybody. Only money I'm supposedly given, which is not even confirmed, but let's say that it is. The money that I have has some special properties to it. Why does my money have special powers that no one else's does? Have you ever thought about that? That causes the host of these panels to act in a way they don't act with anybody else. Well, we know that's bullshit. Here's the deal. There are subjects who don't give a damn about mutual respect. What they want is for the host, who are making every effort to be neutral, is to side with them. You'll hear it. Go get the full rundown. The timestamp is below the title. Go catch that. I don't know how long Smoke will keep it up. Smoke was ordered. He was expected to do what the subject on the screen here told him to do. And if Smoke refused to do that, the subject became abusive. The same thing with these other content creators who refuse to cave to the abusive ways of those in the Umar Johnson sector. They fall under attack. We still have the situation where these subjects are expecting me, Rev G, AFW friends, supporters, innocent bystanders, and neutral parties to do what they say. When they don't do what they say, they unleash a fuselage of abuse and harassment and attacks. They are very dissatisfied with the outcome. This is another example of when safety and strength is not in numbers. That is something we hear. It's an old adage. It doesn't always apply because they have all these supposed numbers gathering together. They got all these views on their videos, but they're dissatisfied. They're dissatisfied because they can't capture, quote, slaves. This is what they have in their mind. They consider us slaves that have run away from them. We're to be captured. We're to be tortured into submission. We're to be thankful that these subjects want anything to do with us. They're the ones running around pursuing us. And we don't go to their panels, but what do? They come streaming over to wherever we are, making demands, harassing the host, cursing the host out, making false allegations, and now they start including the host in their abusive, bizarre, harassing, threatening, slanderous behavior, thinking they can break those who won't obey them. They literally treat that Umar Johnson sector like it's a freaking slave plantation. You will do what I say. If we tell you to harass somebody, you're going to harass them. If we tell you to not have on the panel, don't have them on the panel. You will do what we say, although it's your channel. And if you don't listen, I'm going to cuss you out. I'm going to insult you. We saw this. Saw this on Photon's channel and saw it on Smoke's channel. Go and listen to the exchange when Smoke is simply asserting the rules he has on his page or the guidelines, however you want to describe them. Photon likes to get involved with the F shit, but there are limits to that. You can go ahead and ignore your guests, but your guests aren't going to be around. Remember, Stargate said I had enough. When we had the situation where you had somebody essentially trying to force Photon to do what they said, harassing Photon into doing this and Stargate said I'm out of there. It was gone for 3 months. Nobody's going to put up with that shit. Or let me clarify, nobody with any self-respect is going to put up with that. But still, they persist and think they have a right to tell us what to do. We have to obey them. I don't have to obey shit. That subject you just saw, along with others in the Umar Johnson sector, so many, this is not singling out the subject. This is just a subject that decided to go on the Smoke's page and try to give him orders. Anyone else trying the same thing is going to get treated the same way. They do not allow you to go to their pages and order them around. They don't defer to you. They don't allow you to say what you want on a panel. They're going to try to use some extortion methods to shut you up. They're going to try to put you under these constraints that really have nothing to do with you, but appeasing others. They're going to go to others who don't know shit about you and try to get advice on how to handle you, which is what that subject did when it came to Smoke. Didn't even have the guts to come over to Smoke and address Smoke, but came to Smoke when their name was mentioned after running around to all these pages in the Umar Johnson sector talking all kinds of shit about who? Me, Rev G, AFW, friends and supporters. It's the same situation that happened with TCTV. Ran all those live streams on me, AFW friends and supporters, Rev G, 4 to 11 hours, free for all, unfettered. Perceptually, no consequences. But until we decide to start speaking on our experiences, now here comes the effort to wield control not only over us, we don't even have a freaking relationship with these freaks. They try to wield control over the host who hosts the live stream and command the host do what they say. And the host, now I'm going to re-emphasize to Photon, there's no way in hell you're going to compare me to no Carrie Ann. Getting up there cussing you out. Literally cussing you out because you won't take orders. You cannot put me in that category. Verbally harassing and abusing you, invoking your children, wishing death upon you because you won't obey orders. I'm not in that category. That's an insult. And I'm going to continue to make sure you don't make that misstep again. There is no way in hell you're going to compare me to Carrie Ann, who threatened you, who wants you dead. And the same for your child. That is an insult of the highest order. Being extremely vulgar. Saying you want to, or you are sucking my biddies because you won't take her orders. She can't even take any sort of joke like this. So I put this joke up here. She can't handle anything. She can't tolerate anything other than this perception. Even if you got to pretend, folks, that everyone is doing exactly what I do and say. I'm going to pretend that's the case. So I'm going to go over to that channel. I'm going to go to Photon's channel, and I'm going to act like he's going to obey me like he's a slave on a plantation. I'm going to go to Smoke's channel. I haven't been there in how long, and I'm going to get over there, and I'm demanding to Smoke let me on the panel. Why the hell should he? When these subjects are running around here extorting money to kick people off panels, to mute their microphones, while they have unfettered ranting and raving and temper tantrums, targeting us. We're not even there. We don't give a shit what you think. Go back to the crazy, quote, woman. You damn right. I'll consider myself crazy a hell of a lot quicker than I will ever let anybody tell me I have a single right that is going to be compromised. Label me all day, every day. There will be no effect on me. There is none. But there's a hell of a lot to lose if you sit here and obey somebody who tries to convince you you don't have a single right to assert. That's never going to happen. Not with me, it isn't. And I would be very clear, like I said before, when I was on Photon's panel, I'm already telling this TCTV, I don't want to deal with you. You're harassing me. You have a record of sexually harassing me. You are documented. And I'm telling these fools, I don't want to deal with you. You're stalking me. You're coming to spaces where I am at. The same thing when we were over on Remix's page. He comes over there thinking he can implode and tell us what we're supposed to be saying and what we're supposed to be doing, thinking you can intimidate me into silence. and trying to stop me from speaking on the facts. Again, unfettered abuse. Ran all these lies, attacked families, supported the threats, all of that stuff. False reports, targeting children, slander. You're a member of NAMBLA, you're a DL. Yeah, what did Lennon Honor ever do to this fool? Got me up here defending Lennon Honor. What did Lennon Honor? Did Lennon Honor even talk to TCTV ever? I didn't. But he sat up there and supported all that bullshit. And then now we decide we want to address it on our terms? You think you have the right to silence me? You don't have the right to silence me. Where in the hell do you think you get the right to silence me? I want to talk about Finney the Legend, the double murder in Vegas. Mention Finney the Legend. There's another murder in Las Vegas too. A reporter was murdered because he was writing the truth about a politician. And the politician lost the election because he was engaged in F shit like Dempsey was. And people finally found a reporter who they can confide in. And the reporter reported the information. I'm going to put it on the screen. I'll go find it and insert it in the video. So he decides he wants to come over to the reporter's home and kill him. You can recite whatever story you want. It has no impact on what decision I'm going to make. I get to speak freely, just as those subjects did. However, what they did was cross the line. They violated the law, which prompted me to contact the authorities. Now, again, I wasn't involved with the Catherine Brown, TCTV, and all those other flunkies. But if I had to put money on it, I would bet that he did do what she said he did. Don said he did. And now you don't want anyone to talk about it. Called everybody under the sun, these brothers deadbeats. But now that we got public information that calls to question his fatherhood status, he's going to tell us that we can't talk about it. He's going to try to shut us up and tell us that we can't speak. This is the same thing with these ICE immigration officers. What I'm doing is completely lawful. It's not harassment. It's a public record. And I get to speak on the fact there was an alternative position to this public record. The nerve of someone to call somebody a bum when you have a public record like this. Like, I'm not allowed to speak. I am allowed to speak on it. What the hell is wrong with you fools? And acting like you're going to shut me up for exercising my rights? Thinking you can run around here and intimidate people on these platforms? Well, who's ever dumb enough to let you do that, that is on them. Just because they succeeded at harassing, intimidating other people, don't mean a damn thing when it comes to me. Were they harassed and intimidated when they opened up their mouths and said whatever the hell they wanted to say about us? Hell no. So why are we prohibited? What's the perception they think they have a right to tell us we can't speak? We don't have to agree with what TCTV says about his fatherhood. Did we agree with him saying Lennon was a bum? Did we agree with him trashing Rev G, calling him all kinds of names? Who says we have to agree? Say whatever they want about everybody else, but can't tolerate any response from their targets. It is not harassment for somebody to look at a public record and comment on that it contradicts what the subject said. No law against that. The law does not say, well, you don't like what they're saying about you, so you have to shut up. Bullshit. That's not the criteria. They harassed people they didn't even freaking know, knew nothing about, and now they want to silence people. Did they ever think about being silent? No. But they want a special regulation, a special rule applied to us because they don't want to hear what others have to say. I made it clear I didn't want to interact with this subject, and the subject thinks he can hop on panels and intimidate me. I already gave you the warning. Don't approach me. Stay away from me. You can't curtail my free speech rights. No one curtailed your free speech rights, and you even cross the line in so many ways, actionable ways. There is no actionable conduct for people to give an alternative opinion to someone who says he's a good father and has 80 entries on a child support record. We have every right to speak on it. They'd be speaking on it if it was Gerald Palmer up there with 80 entries in a child support record. They'd be doing it if Smoke had that up there. They'd be doing it if Kip had it up there, or anybody else who they're dissatisfied with aren't abusive towards us. They don't harass us. They don't try to intimidate us. They don't try to silence us. Anybody in those categories, they're going to speak horrendous lies about and expect them to publicly defend themselves, to take attention away from what they have been doing. As I stated before, I'll state it again, and the position is no different from the subjects trying to shut us up. I'll speak when I want to speak. Whatever I want to speak about, that is my choice. Who among those subjects listened to us? Not a single one, including when Rev G's wife was put on the Summer Jam screen. She's a public figure. This isn't doxing, putting her name up there. It's not doxing when your name is up there. We just decided not to put the baby mamas up there. That's our choice. But he can run everybody else's name. He can run 4 to 11-hour live streams on us, telling bald-faced lies on us. But we are barred from speaking the truth with documentation. Bullshit. I told you I didn't want to deal with you. I didn't want to interact with you. You are abusive and you're harassing. And I have a track record that states just that. There have been many subjects who have tried to sue, or they sued because you filed a lawsuit, that means you're suing, and the Supreme Court has knocked you flat down on your asses. It's public record. You can't harass somebody for speaking on a public record. You don't have to like it. That's not the criteria. It sure as hell wasn't a criteria that they gave a damn about when they're talking shit about us, but they want us to shut up about it. I'm not going to shut up. I'll speak about whatever I want to speak about when I want to speak on it, just as they did. So a content creator or host, it's up to them. They can allow these subjects to abuse them and harass them and intimidate them. Go right ahead. That has nothing to do with me. But make it very clear, Photon, don't ever compare me to no stank booty Carrie Ann, who verbally abuses you and verbally harasses you and harangues you because you won't follow her orders and calls you a COON. Yeah, that's what she's calling you. Anything I ever called you was in response to what you did to me. Anything Carrie Ann did to you is because you refused to obey her. She wants you dead. She wants the same for your child. She said the same about me, and I don't give a crap. But she's not bogarting over here on this channel. I kicked her ass off this channel. And I'll speak on Carrie Ann anytime I damn well please, you idiot. You're not going to shut me up either. Like I'm afraid of you and your false bullshit reports. Let me guarantee you this, honey. I'm not making the news. You're going to be on the news with your name. For something to get on the news, it's got to be newsworthy. But honey, go for it. Don't let me stand in your way. Anyone out there who feels they're being harassed, they're being bullied, by all means, make the report. Consequences to filing false reports. I got to make sure I say that because that shit has gone down. That's something that they were involved with as well and thought that was funny. But it's not funny anymore when we decide we want to speak on what we want to speak on. And we want to speak on how we experienced and what we experienced. And if it's too uncomfortable for whoever was perpetrating the atrocities, that is your problem. That's not our problem. You're not going to harass me. You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to force me. You're not going to compel me to relinquish a single right of mine. It will not happen. Folks, I have a lot more to say. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.